Hello viewers, today we have with us Mr. Jikaria Jalal, Head of Sales, Bashundhara LPG. Today, he will be talking to us about the company's business strategies, what makes them unique among the competition and much more. But first of all, Mr. Jikaria, congratulations on winning the co-voted Business Tabloid Best LPG Company Bangladesh 2021 Awards. Congratulations.
Thank you, Anamika, and thank you, Business Tablet, and it's a great pleasure for us to get this award from Business Tablet. Thank you very much.
So, Jikaria, please explain us about Bashundhara LPG Gas Limited, its USP, and its positioning in the market.
First of all, I'd like to thank again Business Tablet for selecting best LPG company in Bangladesh, LPG, and I would say it's a very right choice for as a company of LPG to be the number one and best company, because we are here for last 20 years actually. Last 20 years, the first private sector investment in Bangladesh that's done by Bashundhara Group. And I must recall our honorable chairman, Ahmad Akbar Sobhan sir, who was actually a visionary leader in Bangladesh who emphasized on this energy sector businesses 20 years back when people were last thinking beyond thinking of this investment. And it is for last, if you consider the unique sales position of Bashundhara, I would say the heritage Bashundhara has been providing to the customers for last over 2 decades. That is the most unique sales propositions we have. And obviously the availability of concern. You go any part of the country, north, south, east, west, of any part, any hilly area, any riverine country, you will find a Bashundhara cylinder. So that's the most important unique sales positions of our company. And obviously in terms of the, we have a millions of happy customers that we are providing convenience to their kitchens over the years. That's also unique sales propositions we have in Bashundhara or Bangladesh, I would say.
What makes the company a strong player in the industry? If you can highlight about the revenue the company generates annually.
Well, if you would like to start how the company is differentiated, the Bangladesh LPG market is last over 5 or 6 years is getting most intensified, is getting most of investment has been done a lot. A lot of new players are coming to the market. This industry is very fierce competitive industry. So out of this fierce competitive industry, we are taking a major market share, and which is still second to none actually in industry. We have about 25 or 30 companies right now playing to the market, and out of this 25 30 companies, we are having 1/4 market share of the country, which is actually immense. So that's actually happens only because of the where the huge investment has been done over the years. We have unparalleled logistics strength we have from upstream to downstream. We are sourcing of the product to selling to the customers is all through the plant investment, the cylinder investment, and everything we have done over the years is unparalleled, which is actually given a huge amount of strength to the company basic. And that's actually, I would say, very unique propositions for Bashundhara LPG to be a very strong footprint in Bangladesh LPG industry. And if you were ask me the revenue things of the country, I would say it's like overall annually we are $150 to $200 million organization right now.
In terms of capital and in terms of employee strength, how big is Bashundhara LPG company? What are your plans for the future of your company and the employees?
Okay, the number one company works like a number one thing. That's because we are leading the industry for last 20 years, last a long time, and we have some best people in our organizations in any terms of things like in sales, operations, distributions, marketing, anywhere, any places we have the best people of the country because we are running in the best or number one company in our country. So considering the capital investment that if you want to say, I would like to mention again our management, and right now our honorable vice chairman who is looking after the industry after the second son of our chairman. So he is a very true visionary leader actually. He wants to take over the looking after these things, and he has invested massively over the years, and we have invested in logistics, we have taken a we have our own BLGC, very large gas carrier around the world. There's 250 pieces of this, and out of 250 we have 2. So you have understood how much logical strength we have invested in the upstream section, so that we can ensure our supply source. And then we have invested in our plant, which is actually the second largest plant in the world, second largest plant in the world, which can fill a 3,500 cylinder per hour, which is actually quite unimaginable numbers that I am talking about in Bangladesh LPG market, considering the Bangladesh LPG market and other things, considering the global market and other. And another important investment we have done in the cylinder manufacturing. We have to produce the cylinder by our own. So our capacity is about 2.4 million cylinder per year. As a operator around the world, we are the number one. As an operator around the world, we are the number one. We can produce 2.4 million own cylinder in a year. So that sort of massive investment has been done in capital. And overall, if you ask the number of the employees and others, this I can give an idea. This industry is $3.2 billion industries in Bangladesh. Overall investment has been done, all companies and others. So we have invested, as because we have the market share of 1/4, we have invested 1/4 of this capital in so far into the industry. So altogether, it's a massive plan that we have to serve the customers, millions of customers around the country, and we are on a right track, I would say. If you ask me the future plan and other things, that's a very different other questions, but I would like to answer on this the same things, as because we have invested and we are not even in a quarter of this investment we have been utilized so far. So you have understood how much investment we have done so far in this sector, and how much we can actually look into for our future planning in this industry.
Could you talk more about your manufacturing plant that is the second largest in the world, the kind of services it provides?
With the cylinder manufacturing plant and other things, I would start with the supply again, as because I have mentioned since last 1 year we have our own very large gas carrier which called Bhushan LPG Challenger, and we have our second BLGC in our fleet and Bhushan LPG Warrior. We have about two ocean-going vessels as well, sister vessels. That's the LPG Sophia and LPG Maria, which is about 3,000 ton capacity, and our Challenger Warrior is more than 40,000 ton capacity. And then we have our inland six vessels which can transport product from Mongla to Dhaka, and that is also 600 ton each capacity. So altogether, the investment has been done a lot. So it is in our supply end. And then again, come to the cylinder refilling capacity. So refilling capacity in that particular case, if I would like to say that our Mongla plant, our Dhaka plant, we have Chittagong plant, we have Bogura plant, and these all plants can refill about 120,000 cylinder per day. So this is one shift. So I would we can sell a lot in we can fill more than that actually if we multiply the shift and other things. Apart from these things, if you go to the cylinder manufacturing that I've already mentioned, we have two cylinder manufacturing plant, one in Mongla and one in Dhaka, and both can produce about 2.4 million cylinder per year, which is actually translated to 200,000 cylinder per month. So this is actually massive cylinder filling capacity, cylinder producing capacity we have. And altogether, we have 50 road tanker which is flying around the country. We have more than 200 cylinder carrying truck which is flying around to the country. We have 400 distributors which is serving to the customers. We have 40,000 retailers which every part of the country we are selling Bhushan LPG. So altogether, it's a synergy. It's like a chain we are maintaining from supply to in consumer end. And overall, everything we have 7.5 million, around close to 7.5 million cylinder to the market, which is actually a huge number of cylinder we have invested so far to the country. And 7.5 million means about 3 million consumers are using LPG cylinder per month in Bangladesh. That's the massive. I would say.
Now that's really a massive number you're talking about, Zakaria. So how do you integrate technology with all of your services, starting from the supply chain, I can say the manufacturing to delivery to post-delivery services if you provide any? How do you manage the services using technology? What are some of the very important technological aspects like AI, ML, robotics, or something else that you use?
So replying with your is a very important question that the world is moving very fast to the IT things and other things. So I would recall one important thing we are using SAP, you know the SAP software, one of the most renowned management software that around the world. We're using these things for decades right now. So this is a very impressive things that I have also found when I joined in Bosundhara Group 5 or 6 years back. So this is a very important things to track the numbers in your factory, in your organizations, how much actually the sales, how much actually the supply things are happening. And we have a very strong supply chain department who is managing some millions, thousands tons of LPG per month. So around the year we are selling right now about less than 300,000 ton of close to 300,000 ton of LPG per year, which the full chain has been maintained by the supply chain. Our Dhaka plant, which called Flexi Speed plant, which can produce 3,000 cylinder per hour, and this factory is an automated factory. So right now you don't need to put anything to your hand. Everything is on supply devices over there, so the cylinder can automatically fill, automatically tear weight, things are maintained. So considering all things, as the days progress, we have our salespeople are using CRM, so they move around the country. All things are being tracked, like cylinder distributor stocks and everything. We can monitor and overall Bangladesh also moving forward as a country are moving forward to we call it a digital Bangladesh. So the country is moving to the digital thing. So we have to move it to our system to digital as well. People are using smartphones. They are using a lot of apps. We have our internal apps to communicate with each other. So these all are things that this is like a total package, total portfolio. We're working together. And this is a very important thing to be a number one in the industry as well. As because if I don't run with the pace, the dynamics of the economics are flying, so we will be back. So we cannot actually let it go in that easy way. So that's why the thing is that we are in a track and we are moving to the direction of the country as well.
Bangladesh is moving towards being a digitally strong nation. How is Bosundhara Group moving towards adapting digital, whether it is for payments, orderings, requesting services, repairs, or otherwise?
Okay, very important questions. So right now, the thing is that because we are in a organizations which actually product LPG to the consumer, convenience to the consumer end, and our product is top of the mind. You come into the country, you ask anyone about the LPG cylinder, they will talk about Bosundhara LPG. So we are in the top of the mind of the organization peoples, and that's actually giving us some leverage to use our different things. We have our ordering system. People can call from home. We have our own ordering system, and we can deliver to the product any part of the country through our distributor retailer chain. And that's actually a massive plan. And apart from this, we put our brand in such level so that people first think about Bosundhara. If they go to the kitchen to ask for LPG cylinder, they think about the Bosundhara. And that's why the people can also order from online. And if you ask me the digital payment and other things, initially the bank, the Bangladesh, now I would like to say about the Bangladesh economy, which is running very fast. We are we're coming to the graduating from LDC and other things. So that's why current government is very positive about the business things and others. So the total infrastructure has been developed. So right now, any part of the country, people can go any bank all bank are online. They can deposit any money from anywhere. Still to that, we have MFS, Mobile Financial Service. The Mobile Financial Service, Bangladesh is one of the breakthrough in the world industry in mobile financial service. So we are also taking leverage out of this. People have the convenience to deposit money from anywhere, any part of the country. So there is MFS, there is online banking, there is normal traditional banking channel. So if this is total, I would say a very good environment to serve the country to the customers.
Security measures are an important aspect of LPG manufacturing, delivery, or services. How do you ensure the safety of your employees and consumers?
This is one of the major things to remain a number one company in the market. After sales service is the key. You can this is the product which has a returnable package. I sell gas to the cylinder. People return with the empty cylinder. They took a full cylinder. So this is a after sales service has to be the strong one, has to be the best one, to get the customer back to your home again. So in that country, in that sense, we are privileged. We are highly privileged that we have our own cylinder testing laboratory in our factory in Mongla and Dhaka, which can produce about, like, we are about 5,000 cylinder per day. We can maintain. So 5,000 cylinder per day means 150,000 cylinder per month. We can retest, we can retest, repaint, and everything testing done as per the local process, local rules and other. We have our own X-ray machines, we have our own hydro testing machine, we have our own testing, everything, every possible things we have. When the cylinder comes to the plant, the checker man, he check the all cylinders, and then he pushed the required cylinder to the cylinder maintenance plant, and cylinder maintenance plant maintain these things and get back to the fleet again. So that's the lab we have, which is actually unique, unparalleled. None of the organization in country have the same sort of capacity that we have into the maintenance point of view, and that's why that's also making us most unique into the industry for this particular cases. And obviously after sales, as I said, the customer complaint registrations and everything we maintain, that's like a class of world class level, I would say.
Could you also highlight what some of the benefits you provide to your employees?
Okay, so because as I said, we are a number one, and we have to keep our employee priority as a number one as well. We are the organizations when the people have the most lucrative salaries they have, apart from the compensation packages and other. We have our long-term facilities, the provident fund, we have the gratuity fund, we have the festival bonus, the sales incentive plan, and the obviously the insurance plans and other. So people who are working there, they think Bosundhara as their lifestyle, not as their organization actually. So those who work for the Bosundhara group, because these organizations is there for last three decades, more than 3 decades. So a lot of people are here who is working here for quite long time. So as I said, they don't consider Bosundhara as an employer rather than their lifestyle. They use the all product, because Bosundhara, you know, if I want to start talking about Bosundhara, it's another session you might need. So it's a large conglomerate. We have a lot of product portfolio and others. So we have a lot of products people are using, getting benefit of other products. Let's say we have food unit, we have our paper unit, cement unit, and other media and everything. So people have an access of the other unit as well. There's the hidden benefit they are also getting out of from these things. If you work for a larger organization, you have this sort of leverage. You can take this. So this is the biggest, and the people here, most likely, apart from the compensation package and other people are work for the Bosundhara, they actually really proud of these things. So which actually given them another boost up, which is actually it's not a direct, indirect boost up they are having to work with us actually. And to the most, in particularly LPG sectors who are working for LPG, they do always feel for the Bosundhara LPG because this the company who is leading the market by far.
Please dive deep into your future plans for the company, the investment plans that you have, plans for exports and imports, expansion of geography, and otherwise, if any.
Well, as because the company is an organization always run by dynamic decisions, and organizations always look at the future. And whenever talking about Bosundhara Group and whenever talking about Bosundhara management, our chairman, sir, honorable chairman, honorable vice chairman, they are always a forerunner. They always think issues about 2 decades, 3 decades more. So when they invested in a cylinder manufacturing plant or the cylinder filling plant in Dhaka, during that time, no one even think of we are selling right now that volume. So right now we have invested in vessels and others. We actually thinking of the investment of the 2 years back, at least 10 years prior. So we are thinking that the market right now we are selling about 300,000 tons per year right now. We are thinking the number is going to surely 1 million ton for Bosundhara itself. So that's the number we are considering in our head, and that's the number we are considering in our planning. And apart from, as you already said, with the cross-territory, cross-boundary products also we are in our portfolio. We can look into the northern southern part market of India, where we can good access to some products. So we are also thinking about these things. Apart from, as because we have invested in BLGCS and others, as if we can source the product cheaply, we can also looking forward to supply this product to Sri Lanka, Myanmar, and Maldives, and different part of the Southeast Asia market. We can also look into these things. These are the future plan we have, and that's that future plan actually provoke us to invest in BLGCs and others. So right now we are, if you ask me the future plan, for short-term plan, we are planning about 1 million ton per year. That's our short-term plan, we would say, for Bosundhara LPKS in Bangladesh. But in a long-term plan, we also obviously looking for the other countries market, like Southeast Asia market, that we can look into, or as because we are coming as a giant player in Southeast Asia, on the Southeast Asia market in LPG sector.
Is Bosundhara LPG involved in any CSR activity?
Yes, one thing you have to consider that the LPG is the alternative fuel. None of the market around the world has been propagated apart from the government intervention and others. And I would say this particular current government is very much positive about LPG. And since last 1 decades back, they have taken a very good decisions not to use natural gas for the domestic cookings and others. For domestic cooking purpose, they have opened up the LPG things and others. And because you know that Bangladesh is an development hungry country, so they are going fast for the development, and a lot of energy is required in coming days. Not a natural gas driven industry, so alternative fuel is required. We are really struggling to get to the natural gas. LNG is coming up to fill up the gap. Still there is a gap of energy, so LPG is coming, helping to flourish the national business as national development as well. So in this particular cases, if you ask the question about the natural Bangladesh's policy regulation and others, this industry is now maturing, growing. So a lot of policies are coming up. We are working. We are here in the LPG association. We are the very active member of the association. We are working together with our organizations to find out the suitable policies and others, which can actually give an healthy environment for the LPG investors and LPG business, LPG consumer, LPG distributors. Those are related to LPG things. They getting out of the benefit from this, and we are expecting this rules is very much positive. Impact will be done to the all stakeholders very soon.
Okay, so if there is any CSR activity that Bosundhara LPG does, could you highlight about that as well?
Oh, the Bosundhara LPKS is a humanitarian organization. I would say I've been working for this company for the last 6 years, and I've found that so many people are been helping through these organizations. You know, this COVID situations, a lot of people have lost their jobs. And Bosundhara Group, we have more than 20,000, 30,000 employees. We have none of the employees are releasing for this particular cases post-COVID or pre-COVID, and even in COVID situations, people have even can think they are not getting salaries and everything. All are on time. Everything is their increment, their things all are done. So they are taking care of their families. Apart from the taking care of their families, they are also looking at the CSR things every day. Right now, you know, lockdown situations happening in the countries, and a lot of people have lost that, particularly the less income people, the poor people. So every day around 2,000, 3,000 people are being serving food from the organization as a relief fund and others. And apart from this, we have done a lot about our CS. A lot of poor people who have been helping together. Recently, we have done our distributors on those of that their good result in their academic results are very good. We give scholarship over there. We have invested to the organized distributors who have been died in COVID situations. We have been highlighting them to the national newspapers, and we have been helping them in a lot of different ways. And apart all these things, for user and other, we have our if you ask this if you ask the CSR things, we have our lot of housewives. We have been trained in a different type of small things sessions. Around 20,000 housewives we have been around the country. We have been trained how to use LPG safely and other things. So these all are in a good environment, and we are trying to make sure that we are working like an organization. Those who customer can have the confidence and get the best out of it. That's what we do.
Thank you for giving us time to discuss about Bosundhara LPG, Mr. Jikaria. We wish you all the very best. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Anamika, and thank you, Business Tablet, for giving us the opportunity to talk with you. And one thing I would share that I've missed in our the Bosundhara LPG doing these things for years, and we have some recognition as well, like Business Tablet recognizing us, and we have got the Best Brand Awards last consecutive 2 years from Bangladesh. the best brand in LPG, and we have got a super brand out, super brand as well. Last consecutive 2 years, you know, the super brand is one of the major brands around the world. So it's all the recognitions that we have, and we believe these are very inspirational things we have, and we have our commitment to the consumers that we are giving safe convenience at your feature. That's our title actually. Thank you very much.